wrong.
I always assume I'm wrong because I always get people saying,
Welcome to my world.
Always the best stance, Adam. Just constantly assume.
Yeah, I mean, normally, like assuming I'm wrong, is absolutely correct.
Let's.
We
Oh
are,
yes,
we're live, mate.
Jonty doesn't even wait for me now to ask. Are we live? He just comes straight in with you live now. It's okay.
You're live, Bab.
Hello, Jonty.
I've not been on Twitch in a
Hello.
while. Like, I was, but on Saturday night, Friday night, I was up till 3 because I couldn't sleep watching a random American guy play the Judge Dredd game from PS2.
Oh my god.
And it was just an absolute joy.
Hello, H.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh, our chat's nice.
So I sent him all of my Judge Dredd audios.
Nice. Is that euphemism for? No, I'm not gonna.
No. Go on.
No, please.
Because I genuinely don't know where this is going.
It's all right.
No, you're fine.
Thought I'd make a dick joke, but actually it's a bit niche.
As if that's not what this whole thing is about.
A niche dick joke. I'm all over that. After our stream last week, Hannah, you went live on Twitch yourself, playing Red Dead Redemption. And there was me thinking you were a million miles ahead of me in the game, and actually I'm a million miles ahead of you.
Yeah, well, the way that you were talking about it, when we talked about it before, you were like, well, I've only just started playing. And I'm like, well, I've got 100 hours on this motherfucker. So.
I mean, I'm not being funny. I thought there were two of you then for a second. It was like, oh, 2 Dave Pit.
Oh, imagine the world in which there'll be 2 Dave Pits.
You don't have to imagine it, Bab.
Oh, no,
Shoot your eyes, and it's exactly like there's 2 of us.
Okay, I'll explain.
Now it sounds like Helen McCory's accent in Peaky Blinders.
A posh person trying to do a better.
Helen McCory.
R.I.P. We stand a queen.
So the difference to the way you two play games is, Dave, you are a big fan of doing the story.
Yeah.
And having it done.
Not a fan.
Hannah's a fan of fucking about.
I love to fuck about. Look, somebody designed this whole big map. What? Of course, I'm going to try and get to the corners of it.
I have moments, so I will kind of go, oh, I'm going to go to that end of the map and see what's there. And I'll just
that's what I did
over there.
Yesterday, day before.
But I'm now, Adam, on the epilogue.
Holy shit! Don't tell me anything.
No,
I
won't.
More can be said, but equally beautiful.
And I'm a bit
I'm having a very stressful time.
Stay with it.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say.
Feels like it's turned into farming simulator.
Stay with it.
Right, don't say anything else because you're ahead of me and I'm heavily invested in it.
No more RDR chat.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I streamed myself having a terrible time playing Red Dead Redemption. So if you want to see it, look on my Twitch.
Yeah.
Because I had a terrible time.
You're welcome.
I'm going to follow you. Let me follow you.
If you get to 50 before Smoke Room.
Yeah, everybody follow me and then I can have followers.
What's I got?
If you do get to 50 before us,
I've got 15.
I have a job because I think I've got about 7 at the moment. And they're mostly the people in this.
What?
The chat
I've
and
got an itchy back.
I've got 15 followers.
If you do play Red Dead Redemption 2, folks, be prepared for death.
Yeah, be prepared to have your heart ripped out because that's what happened to me
on stream
multiple times
last
on
Monday.
stream. There's a whole probably half-hour segment where I'm not even commentating anymore. I'm just going, this is awful, this is awful, this is awful, this is awful, this is awful.
Hannah Platz, what are you, Hannah Platz? Hannah Platz.
My name is Venerable HP, which is a long.
Yes, I remember
joke.
Now. I remember now.
What was the origin of
your
secret source?
When I first got an Xbox account, I wanted a name that didn't sound like maybe this is a lady, so that people didn't scream at me when I was playing World of Tanks, right? I made my name. I was like, I'm going to call myself something ridiculous like Pliny the Elder, but that was too many letters. So I wanted to make it
a face
Venerable
what I
Bede.
do recognise.
That's my face. So I wanted to name myself Venerable Bede because I thought it would be hilarious to name myself after an ancient historian, I guess, or what's the word, like writer down of history, recorder of history. Chronicler, yeah, that's it. Sometimes words leave my brain, Dave. I'm very tired.
Writer down of history.
Look, I'm very tired. Okay, so
greatest writer down of history.
Thought that would be funny, but that was also too many letters. So eventually, my name became Venerable B-E-E, and I thought that was cool. And so when I made my Twitch account, I just made it my Xbox name. But then I thought nobody knows who I am now, which was good at first. But then when we started streaming, I was like, oh, this is actually a bit annoying because it's nothing like my actual name. So I changed it to Venerable HP because they're my letters and also hit points in a game. And I do gaming. Hi, Karen.
Hello, Karen.
Karen's on stream.
You were thinking I was coming this week.
One day she's going to understand the internet. However, I'm not really sure.
Beautiful.
You're right there, chap.
We got our little Karen visit in really early this time.
Also, Dave, big fan of that T-shirt.
Proper Boston.
Yeah.
If you're seeing it on the stream, it's backwards.
No, it's
no, it is for you. It's the
Is
right
it?
way round.
Oh
It's
yeah, and it's backwards on the stream.
how
So,
naughty.
stand on your head or something. That'll work.
Now, can I just... So, for the first time ever, right, I'm on stream whilst having the stream on my phone.
Oh,
I'm
you
living
are
I'm living in my own little, like, podcasty inception.
Karen, don't put on the microwave.
Karen, Karen, don't make any beans between now and 9:30.
Dave and Hannah said, Karen, don't put on the microwave. also, can't help but feel 9:30 is being a bit generous.
Well,
Like-
yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, if every week we're done between 9:15 or 9:30, I'm practically celebrating. Like, I love you, but that means I've got time to watch a good hour's program before I need to hit the hay.
Yeah.
Any
you've got a
later and
plan.
I'm useless.
Right, we're going to start.
I'm so old.
For those who weren't in the stream last week, what am I talking about? You all were. Get ready for the animation.
Careful, hold on tight.
Oh.
Hey!
Can we delay it because my phone's locked?
Yeah, go back and do it again, Dave.
Right, do
Right,
it again.
I'll
do it again.
go back. I'll go back and do it again. For God's sake. Right.
Not 7 viewers.
We've had
Are we
we've had
ready?
another follower, look.
We got 2 more followers since I was last year.
I have to get really close to see it.
There you go,
I will be
Mike.
phoning
Did you
Specsavers.
see it? Did you see it, Mike?
Oh, that was like every MS PowerPoint ever. Right.
Jonty says it was like me taking off my jeans. Relief, the relief of it. I love taking off my jeans. Oh, so good.
I keep maintaining that I'm a 38 waist, and I'm definitely not a 38 waist.
It's
Since
a bit
like the
38.
pandemic, I'm like, jeans are so over. I put them on to go outside, and then as soon as I get home, I'm like, oh, get off me.
See,
Like sending yourself to leg prison.
I'm a big fan of the old really soft, stretchy jeans.
Yeah,
You
I
know
want
what? I
some.
got my first set.
A jegging, as
A
it's
jegging.
called.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
my first set of stretchy denim a few months back, and it's a whole new experience. But
Full set of
unfortunately,
stretchy denim.
they're in the wash, so I'm on these are definitely a 38, and I'm definitely not a 38. So they're slowly cutting me into 3. But anyway, how are you,
it's not
everyone? We're gonna start. And we're gonna. What? Adam? Go on.
I've just seen like the name of our last follower.
Yeah. Let's keep it quiet because you know, that might be in breach of Triggy's terms and conditions.
No, I don't think
so.
Right.
As long as there's no female nipples, then I'm sure it'll all be fine.
Tomorrow, folks, tomorrow is the press night for Mikey's play.
Yeah! We're excited.
Earlier in the
So
chat,
exciting.
H put, oh my god, it's that Michael Southern from the theatre.
Oh, then you got it right the first time.
You're right the first time. Trust your instincts, man. Have you not learned anything in this game? Trust your instincts.
Oh my god, it's that Michael Southern from the Theatre and Books.
Theatre and books.
And books. Because Mikey's book is available on, I'm going to say Methuen, but I've pronounced that wrong, haven't I?
On
Well,
meth.
I'm literally available. Quite literally, you can buy me in all good bookshops.
Literally.
It's
very exciting.
I had a row with them this week because they claimed Waterstones wasn't a good bookshop because it was expensive.
Isn't Waterstones like the I mean,
It's the
obviously
only one,
it's not
really,
the
isn't it? Yeah.
And there's all the great independent little small ones which are perfect, but I like Waterstones because it is almost exclusively staffed by the best kind of nerd.
All book nerds, yeah.
And they are all not just like a niche of books, no, just the concept of book.
Just love book.
They are nerd for the concept of movable print.
a niche of books, is that like the collective noun for like books? Yeah, the joke was funny in my head.
Yeah, 'cause I think it's library.
I like what Stuart Lee. I like what.
What's happening here?
I've just realised what he said.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so broken.
I don't like it when Steph's not here. I feel outnumbered.
I like what Stuart Lee said about the Works, where it's a bookshop created by someone with an innate fear of books.
Yeah.
The Works is to
I love
bookshops Woolworths was to just all shops. It's just
Yeah, like sometimes
there's a little bit
I
of
think,
everything, isn't there?
oh, what I really need is like some wooden buttons and a book about spinach and some glitter. And they've got all those things.
And a
an
Haynes
easel.
manual about tanks for the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of those little posable art men.
Art men, yeah.
So, Mikey, I want to raise a point that you
And a
raised in
calendar
our
about
group
Morph.
chat. Mikey put, do all first previews make you feel this wired? And then he followed that up with the classic line, I feel like a smack addict behind a bin. Mikey, would you like to explain what was going on?
The thing is, right, so, like, we had the first preview Saturday, so which is, I'm sort of learning this as we go along. So, previews are basically the performances where stuff can still change. So, Saturday and tonight, as in literally in about 7 minutes' time,
Oh my gosh.
is the second preview.
Is the director going to phone you up at 8 o'clock and say, I've had a thought, Mike, you've got to change everything?
What if rather than
it won't be 8 because that's 15 minutes into the show.
You never know.
And
how
if they were
bad
using
the
their
preview
phone
goes.
during that time, that would be very
Yeah, then
disrespectful.
that would be problematic. And then so after tomorrow, the show is then frozen and nothing can change, and then it's sort of that. So it's sort of finished at about kind of 9:30, 9:20ish, and then there was the lovely sort of after show drinks, occasion. And I got back to the hotel room about 11, half 11. Look at me, I've come far since the 7 o'clock, since the 11 o'clock curfew that I had. As,
I'm phoning the
as a
DWP up.
student. Yeah. Well,
In
you know,
Welsh, that's pronounced.
according to car parking signage, we're not allowed out beyond 9.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
only in Brighton or Bristol?
Well,
It's one of the
apparently
boroughs.
not. Apparently not. And so mum and dad didn't come to that one. They come in. They're going tomorrow. And like I wanted to tell them everything that happened in like of the night and how my very first preview was of a play that I've been working on for such a long time. I wanted to tell them everything, but I just couldn't remember anything. I assume it's very similar to an acid trip.
Maybe.
It's like it was sort of like when you're in it, it's all brilliant and mad and crazy, lovely. But then
Depends on the
it's
trip,
just all
Mike.
a blur.
It sounds like
well,
an
it depends
improv
how
bit,
press
to
night
be
goes.
honest.
Yeah, it depends on press night. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
The press night will be very much
And
like a
it's-
trip.
Yeah, and it's like I thought, I'm really tired. Like my bags had
Well,
back.
it was half past 11, Mike. It was way beyond your bedtime.
Yeah, that was how tired I was, right?
But
And
also,
so I
like,
got-
kind of worrying about things is quite tiring. Do you know what I mean? Like, you put a lot
it's
of like mental
knackering.
energy into like, oh, I hope this is good. It's like quite like anxiety makes you tired.
yeah, I mean, it
doesn't
was less worrying about the play and more about an actual war. But
There was that as well. Yeah, yeah.
Potato.
I do think it is a bit extreme of Vladimir Putin to hate your play so much that he's trying to destroy the world. before
Well, I
press
mean,
night.
Yeah, the
you know-
timing is very suspicious.
I blame Pluto.
Vladimir Putin,
Putin.
ableist, who knew? Like,
What I'm looking
so
forward to doing it.
anyway, sorry. My point in that message was, I tried to got into bed. I was really tired, but could I sleep?
No.
Oh,
It does sound like after an improv gig, like, because
man.
it's really hard to remember stuff that you've like done and said all night, because you're kind of in that like flow state the whole time, and you're just
Yeah.
like doing the next thing, and then you finish and you're like, I can't actually remember anything I said or did. And then you like, I'm always like, yeah, cool, this
Yeah.
is great. And then I get home, I'm like, oh, I'm really tired. I can't wait to get into bed. And then I just sit there like,
So, like, tomorrow is the last time you might have to like a rewrite on it. Like any
no,
little bits.
I think technically tonight, but I mean I've heard nothing today, so I assume it's all good.
So there's a chance
Um,
when you get in tomorrow, you might have to like rewrite it to be set in Vietnam.
I mean, fingers crossed not, because I'm not getting there. I'm not sitting out here till R4. And,
that's
like,
quite a lot.
Work to
Yeah.
a deadline, Mike.
yeah. And what time would the half be? Like 7. So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main thing we need to know is, Mikey, and because some of us are going tomorrow, the main thing we really want to know before we do get there is where would you recommend parking?
You know
I'd
what?
like to out me.
Okay, so
I've
everyone
got it.
knows, Hannah and Adam are going tomorrow.
Yes.
Me and Steph are going on Saturday. It's at the Belgrade Theatre in Coventry. And car parking is a fucking joke. Like, do they even know what a car
There
is in
is.
Coventry?
there is a Napaka over the road.
Oh.
I know there is because
Dave, I'll send you where I'm gonna park, because I have parked there before when me and
Oh,
Adam did a gig
I know where you're
in
thinking of
going.
Coventry Transport Museum.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna park there.
A gig in Coventry Transport Museum.
That's not true. A gig in Coventry Transport Museum
Cafe. Let's be clear.
Okay.
They did not let us touch the trains, which is what I
Mikey?
wanted to happen.
Mikey, we will return to your play at the Belgrade Theatre, but let's just take a little detour to the improv gig at the Coventry Transport Museum CAF. I'm imagining the coffee grinder was still going all the way through.
No.
Actually, no.
Oh, that makes a change.
Yeah, they did stop during the actual gig.
That
but
makes
maybe
a
the coffee
change.
grinder would have helped, because we didn't have the best time. Well, no, we had the best time. We had a great time.
We had a great time.
The audience did not have a great time.
They weren't a fan of what we are.
They didn't like what we were putting out there.
And also,
we put some stuff out there, and they were like, "I'll leave that on the table."
Right. Okay. The reason that so we got told very little about this gig, and as we came off, so as we went on, they got our name wrong for a start.
Yes.
And you're like, that's a good sign. And then as we came off,
what did they call you?
They called us Tiny Improv because that's our Twitter handle.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Written by Mikey Mikey Cardinal Direction. But yeah, and so they got our name wrong as we went on, and then we did our set. It was hilarious. Apparently not.
We had a real fun time.
Yeah, I got consistent laughs by.
There was one scene that they laughed at, and it was Adam just doing maths.
I just listed off all different types of plane from World War II.
It was like,
and they were like,
Smith 109, and they were like,
You were in a transport museum calf.
It was like, Hurricane Hawker bomber. Yes! Whoa, yes! B-52s. Yeah.
The compere then went, okay, so just so you all know, the audience, that was lovely. We're raising money for charity. These are charity nights, charity family nights. We were like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
It was a family, so there were loads of kids there.
Lovely context to have.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we realised
you've done all that really offensive material.
It was packed as well, wasn't it? There were loads of people there.
Did you not see the children?
Yeah. When we went on, we saw them in the front row. We didn't do super offensive material, but our shows are weird.
Yeah,
they're just like weird. They're like magical realism.
Yeah, they're really, really weird and like chaotic. If you're there with like a young kid for a show, the kid will probably really enjoy it because it's weird.
I feel.
Yeah, like
Hannah, right? Hannah, Adam, you know how much I love you.
And Adam.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the phrase magical realism is just euphemism for completely unfathomable.
Yeah, it's just chaotic.
As you know, maybe
the last show we did was based in the German food additive museum. So
in Berlin.
Yeah.
So me and Adam kept talking with these accents, and not many other people committed to the accent.
So hold on,
Kieran was quite good.
I don't think the German accent's going to go down well in Coventry.
Can we just clear something up? So you did a show about food additives in Berlin, about the food additives of Berlin, or you were actually in
a city, in a city that was decimated by the Germans in World War II.
Yeah, and they've got a food additives museum, and we set our show there.
I think it's been long enough to start making jokes about the Blitz. I think it's.
We didn't make any Blitz.
We didn't.
I bet you did.
We did not. Actually, you can see for yourself because the show is on our Facebook page.
Ah, but I'm not on Facebook.
Should we just abandon the rest of the show and watch that?
I'm game.
Right, game. Sorry.
Couple of things from the chat.
I thought that's what he said. Yeah, I thought that's what he said.
Couple of things from the chat. Madam Nessie, hi Steph. He's asking, am I going Saturday afternoon or Saturday night? I don't know because I'm going with Steph, and I don't know what Steph has arranged.
Probably night, I imagine.
Probably
I think evening. She said to me.
Also, John T has suggested, Mike, because everyone gets your name wrong, that you're now called Mitchell Sutton, which I'm all for that. There used to be a stand-up comedian on the Open 10 circuit called Wizzy Janu. He was a Polish guy. His real name was Anthony Janu, but he had a younger brother who, when his younger brother was a baby, used to call him Wizzy. So he just took on the name Wizzy Janu. But my mate Chaz, who's a little bit blind and a little bit deaf, and whose brain works in a completely unique way to everybody else on the planet, thought, like, he heard something, it went through his filter and it came out that his name was actually Fuzzy Samuels.
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem.
I forgot about Adele Dazeem. Adele Dazeem. Oh, John Travolta. What a guy.
What a guy.
So, okay, Mike, your show. How horny is it?
Dave?
No.
No.
This is a direct quote.
This is a direct quote.
Okay.
It's really
Preparing
quite,
to use my veto when it's needed.
yeah,
All right, Russia.
it's really quite yeah, it's definitely I was just watching it and thought, I can't believe I'm responsible for this. I mean, a lot of it I have to say,
5 naked people descend on the stage, start having an orgy.
It's like Hair, the musical.
Don't remember this.
I think a lot of it is delivery, but now it's
Artistic choices.
So yeah,
it's really great. I'm dead proud.
on a
Everyone should
scale
come
of
see.
on a scale of tiny soft bar lamb all the way up to rhinoceros, how horny is it?
I'd say a good
So confused.
7 or 8.
Oh, like a curly horned ram.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
An aggressive goat.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone should go and see it because I'm really excited to see
Yes,
it,
he's
and I'm
like an
very proud
aggressive
of Michael
goat.
Southern.
I'm proud of Michael Southern.
Oh,
We're all proud of
Nice.
Michael Southern. Or Southern, whatever he's called.
How's the imposter syndrome going though? Is that still going well?
well, I think so.
Yay!
Someone,
You're even doubting your own imposter syndrome.
someone did come up to me on Saturday and go, I'm one of the reviewers, and I just went, it just sort of gently melted into the upholstery, which is an achievement because it wasn't even mine.
I didn't think that reviewers were supposed to come to previews. I thought that was like a gentleman's
No,
agreement.
they often come to previews to. It's like it's a good way of drumming up press for the actual launch of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, suppose so.
Okay,
You're supposed to think of imposter syndrome not as that, but as like con man. Like it's like fine if I'm gonna think that I'm an imposter, instead reframe it to be like I'm a con man and I've tricked all these people into giving me this stuff. Ha 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 ha! Look at me, I'm winning, and that's the way to get over imposter syndrome.
I do something similar because when I walk through graveyards, I'm like, haha, I'm alive. In your face, dead people. This guy is alive.
It's kind of similar.
Yeah, can see why that would,
Doesn't quite work if you're in Belgium.
Come on.
so all the wonders, Mikey, all the wonders of your play, and you're on top of the world and all this, and you've written a very, very horny play.
Incredibly horny.
Do you know what's amazing, right? That nobody tells you about and you don't learn. Is that after every show, the stage manager will send you all the creative team a show report.
Yeah, I used to love reading the show report.
Yeah, and I just think it's dead because the show report is basically stuff that's gone a bit wrong. When I say stuff, it's just like a cue was late or someone didn't quite, come on stage or someone was, a bit late in the quick train. But I think to me, it just this is gonna sound really wanky, but it shows how alive stuff is.
Yeah.
And how I think when you're in the industry for long enough, you start to sort of kid yourself into thinking, oh yeah, it's all mysterious. Look at us, we're creating magic. Suspending belief. But actually, all it is just the person who's got to press a button, and I just think that's really gorgeous.
There's something really nice about it, that it's like lots of people working together to make a thing. And like sometimes those people will be a bit slow off the mark, or sometimes one of them will fall down.
Is your stage manager called Keith? And do they have a ponytail? Because they're all called Keith and with a ponytail.
That's not true, is it?
No, sorry, not stage manager.
Let's
Stage
Tracy
hand.
Croft,
Stage
so
hand.
let's not that.
we don't have stagehands because apparently we decided that actors don't do enough. Yeah.
Fair.
Bring on your own set.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is effectively it.
Bring on
But
your own
our
set.
stage manager is very good. Very good.
So
What's
what
their name?
sort of Keith? We've decided that. So what sort of notes are in this show report?
It's just like.
Can you remember one of your notes? Was it?
Yeah, it's just like Q37, and then
Like
the line of dialogue was slightly late, or so and so missed lines in this scene, or
what are you supposed to do with that?
It just gets sent to everyone in the creative team.
Right.
We used to get them when I worked at the theatre, like emailed
blanket
round.
email.
Like, yeah.
I've never
It's usually
seen one
stuff
of
that
these.
like other departments might need to know, like, oh, the bulb has gone in the spot on the thing, or like. Or,
we had
an old woman got angry in the foyer and shouted at one of the front of house staff because she didn't have the right flavour ice cream. It's just so that everyone's aware of like what's happened in the building.
So
A man died of a mystery illness.
There's a really famous one sort of in theatre world where they were doing a show right next to a train track, and like the note was during the long silence, a very large train interrupted the scene. And that's the note.
When we did Edinburgh, we was in Black Market, and it was right next to Waverley Station, and it was red hot, so we had to have the windows open. And then for some reason, they kept revving up trains.
Yeah, they like just to sort of like get to like 5,000 revs, drop the clutch, wheel, spin it off.
You know what I mean? I'm like, why are you revving up the train?
train.
So I went off book and hung out the window and shouted at the train driver. In character.
Was this like in a Pinto by any chance? Like waiting for Godot?
It was our PPP show. So the concept of the show is we're three poets meeting in a pub to decide what to do for a theatre show.
Oh, I see.
Meta.
Yeah,
you couldn't think.
right?
I see. You were invoking Brecht's alienation effect.
Right, and it wasn't that you just didn't have a clue what to do for a theatre show.
I saw that on Zoom.
A little from column A and a little from column B.
Very good.
Was it good?
It's a very good show, Mikey. I'm very, very proud.
It is. I saw the Zoom version.
But when they started revving the train, because obviously you can't do poetry while someone's revving a train.
I think you can.
So I decided to...
Depends on the poem.
Yeah, it was a bit of a serious poem. So I decided to hang out the window and tell the train driver off. And point out that this would only be acceptable if they were making the new Fast and the Furious film. And it was set on a train. At which point I pointed out, I shouted, and there was like one of the guards was on the platform looking up at me going, what the fuck's going on here? Because I'm there shouting down going,
there's just one arm sticking out of a window like, another thing!
Look, you're 7 films in, and yes, we know it's about family. It's always about family. Why do you have to keep stating that during the second act?
That one's about family even more because they're Americans. They don't know how the UK train system works, and they're on different carriages, and it splits in the middle. And they're like, "It's about family."
The train to
Welshpool,
Borth does that, yeah.
And that one goes to Hereford.
He gets to McCuntleth and splits, causes all sorts of problems, especially when you're on there with 30 kids.
So in my train story that I've got in a bit, there's actually an American connection in that one as well.
So this is what I was getting to, Mike. Is this the story where you, Mike Mitchell Sutton, world famous playwright, getting his own, reports.
So world famous, Coventry. But like everyone's got to start somewhere.
It's a shame you got to start in Coventry, isn't it? Like
you're going up, you're getting rid of the imposter
syndrome. You can't go down.
Yeah, you laugh, but I am quite literally the city of culture. Thank you very much.
Yes, right. You are it.
I am the city of culture. Me, in your face, Watford. It's me. Even my chair makes music.
No.
So how did it feel, Mike, when you were riding on the crest of a theatrical wave, and then all of a sudden you get basically bundled over by a woman firing a bow and arrow at you?
Well, you know when there's that sort of, if anyone gets on the train with sort of an extra wide bit of luggage with them, and there's always that sort of where you have to kind of, which way you're going to go, and you have to sort of squeeze past said wide bit of luggage. It just so happened that this wide bit of luggage was Fisher Price and a bow and arrow, and on her back as if she was just, about to go into battle.
Wait, hang on. It was like a kid's...
Yeah.
I've been imagining...
It was a kid's bow and arrow on this middle-aged woman in like a holster. Yeah, like plastic, in like a holster. And so, like, it caught me in the elbow. She looked at me and went, "Oh, sorry, it was my grandson's."
As if that was like...
It might have been the grandson's, but it was you that hit him.
So I gave her the benefit of the doubt and waited a bit and assumed she'd be followed by a child. Podcast. Son's child.
She definitely was way more worried about the fact that you thought that she had a Fisher Price bow and arrow than the fact that she nearly smashed you in the face with it. Like, oh, it's not mine, I swear. I don't have toys.
So was it one of them that had got like the rubber suction bit on the end that you lick and then fire and shoot? No.
Well, there was no arrow in it. I was just hit by the frame, but it certainly looked like one. That it,
So I'm a bit concerned that there's this woman walking up and down trains in the UK, hitting disabled people with bows, and then blaming her grandson who isn't even there.
I mean, it's probably.
It's just what you get when you take Avanti West Coast.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
The good thing about Avanti West Coast is their free Wi-Fi signs, which says Adam did 'em. I was like that.
Also, what's really good
keeps me going until I get to Welshpool.
About Avanti West Coast is they're really anxious train stuff.
Is that just because they've got someone on there on a wheelchair and they're freaking out about the ramp?
They're like, we trained for this, Margaret, 5 years ago. We spent that whole day in Kidderminster training for this moment. Margaret, we can't let him down now.
Absolutely that. It was like we're there. Like, it was there a 45-minute journey, and we were accosted twice.
Accosted?
By I want to say train people. I'm sure that's not their official.
The train folk.
The train folk.
The little train hobbits.
Yeah, they were absolutely sure that they weren't gonna. They were adamant that they weren't gonna leave with me on the train. I was
gonna say the point of a train leaving is that it has to leave.
I could just imagine like the toilet door opens and then this army of train folk come running out. We're here for the disabled person. We've got the ramp. We've got the ramp.
As they walk.
Which it's preferable that these people are overly keen as opposed to.
Yeah, not giving a shit.
So many. Yeah, if it's Southwest, just don't care.
Oh god, that used to be my trains. Yeah,
the ones that are painted like parrots.
Yeah, and they have no toilets, and no one gives a shit, and they're terrible.
There was a story on Southwest trains because they've been taken over now by the government, haven't they? The state.
Is that South East?
Yeah, it's them as well. It's both of them, I think. Because last time I went down south, I was like, they changed the trains. The trains are different.
But there was a story someone told on Twitter that they were catching a southeast and southern train into London this one morning, and the voice comes over the tannoy going, "We're really sorry, but there's been a delay on the 818," and a guy just walks up to the speaker, starts shaking the speaker and going, "Why are you lying to us?" And this person who tweeted about it said, no one twitched. Like, everyone was like, yeah, we totally get where that person's at.
You just don't react to things on a train when in London, do you? Like, a man literally got on the tube once, and I was stood in the bit by the doors, and he got on and stood in the middle of that door bit and just danced. Like,
oh yeah,
the most insane dancing I've ever seen in my life. Like tap dancing kind of dancing, but like more cool. And I was just like, what's happening?
More cool than tap dancing.
I don't know how.
I refute that.
No one reacted in any way. Nobody.
It's a form. It's
everyone said. Even I was still like staring at my phone, like messaging. There's a man dancing in front of me. Just really going for it. Yeah, it's cool. Like nobody.
Man thing.
I have to tell you about the return journey on last Wednesday. I was only there for about 3 hours.
God, you weren't attacked by someone carrying a bazooka, was you?
No. The return journey on the platform at Coventry Train Station. Molly was there, so she can approve my story. We saw the longest freight train ever in the world.
Ooh.
It's the longest train I've ever seen.
Is that the line that goes through Nuneaton? Because I've been trapped in Nuneaton Station before with the longest freight train going
What was
through
it
there.
carrying? Was it a hopper or was it
boxes?
Boxcar? Okay, so it might be 50 long.
What gauge is it, Adam?
Oh, it'd be 4.5 inches standard gauge.
Of course, yeah, thanks.
Someone's been to Coventry Transport Museum.
But also, there was loads.
That's why I'm sad they didn't let us look at the trains, because I wanted to know what gauge they all were.
But also, there was like loads of bits of the train that weren't occupied. It was going quite slowly, and I thought,
I've always wanted to jump on.
If I was able and of the right mind, I could just easily.
I'm in America.
Just like jump on and then shout, "Follow that cargo!"
I used to get the train to work, and it's like a 7-minute.
And I also had a Cadbury's cream egg.
Oh,
nice.
I brought a box of 5 from WH Smith.
I had a stress egg the other day. It was my first cream egg of the year because I needed it. Bite the top off, extricate the middle with the tongue, then eat the rest of the chocolate. Like a normal person.
I regret doing that mime on the internet.
You're welcome.
On the like freight train. Wow, my brain was going. Come on, word. I used to get the train from Sighton to Leicester for work. It's like a 7-minute, and I always, before my train used to arrive on the way back, there'd be a really slow freight train through, and I was like, just once. I know how, because it's slow enough here if I could run alongside and jump on, and I could do it. And then it slows down to go through Leicester Station, so I could do it at that end. I'd get immediately arrested, but theoretically, I could do this.
Mm.
And like
it's like an intrusive thought at that
point.
I
was having those thoughts. Then YouTube started recommending like videos of a guy who crosses the whole of Canada. No, the whole of Canada. By train hopping. But like he sits in like the well of some like hoppers and stuff, and he's got like his phone, he's got a solar panel charger, and like this beautiful scenery. He has to occasionally jump through like in like massive train depots. He has to jump from train to train and try and hide from like the security guards who are trying to chase him down.
The train folk.
The train folk. Ooh.
Hey, it's me, Dad, everyone!
Yay!
Hello,
so
Dad!
many cameos!
You're right! You had a good day. Say hello to me.
I've stolen a chair from someone. It's like, is he making a chair? Like,
Adam said, "Have you stolen a chair?"
Like, was it? Has he got a normal chair that he's made like a convertible out of?
Oh, it's a
has he nicked that from the pub?
He's now handling stolen goods.
It's not. It's fine. He runs a cafe.
Yeah. The food looks well good. It's on my Facebook. It keeps popping up, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was near.
A
it.
lovely menu.
That food looks really nice.
You should come down one day.
We
Yeah, I
will.
will.
Can.
An
Now we
autumn
can.
man.
Yeah.
Can have some nice food,
Where's
that'd be
the calf, Mike?
A church. In,
A church?
That narrows
In
it down,
Worcester.
Mike. No,
I'll
Mike,
put that
Mike,
into Google.
Mike, I'll have a drive around. I'll find it.
Yeah, you'll
Oh,
find
it's
it.
all right.
Okay.
Look, John T's put the link in the chat.
Okay,
so-
Google, find a church. No, not Whitchurch. No, is it in Whitchurch?
No.
Okay, maps.
The one by the park and ride, Dave. Like that helps.
A church. I've
While you're
searched
doing
for a
that,
church.
We
Is it-
had
Is it Wheatsheaf Church Leicester?
oh.
No.
Is it Covenant Life Church Leicester?
Please do not read out every church in Leicester because
Is
there
it
are lots.
Knighton
of them.
Hannah
Free
Platts.
Church Leicester?
Hannah Platts. To shut up Adam, who's
No,
just
no,
going to be
no,
listing
the next
churches
one
for the next
is the
half hour.
church
We're
of Fat
not having the
Astley.
podcast be Adam reads
No,
out every
no,
Google
I'm
search
sorry.
suggestion for a church.
There's a registered
No.
church called the Church of Fat Astley. So I'm sorry.
Adam.
I'm glad I googled it.
Adam,
I
this,
take it back.
this list would
Okay.
not have gone down well at the Coventry Transport Museum. Hannah Platts, can you read out
Oh
what?
come on,
the-
great
what-
asses, great and small.
Can you read out
Yeah, we
Johnson's
missed-
story in the chat?
Jonty
please?
had a train story that is. I remember being asked by a man who was missing part of his ear if he could borrow my phone because he was late to answer police bail, which wouldn't have been as weird if we weren't in the middle of the most scenic part of the Lake District. Like, where's he trying to get to?
I do
I've got to get to
love.
Penrith.
I do love the. Can I borrow your phone?
Yeah.
I keep wanting to do it as well, even though you know you're never gonna see the phone again.
Yeah. I used to get quite a variety of bus weirdos when I used to get the bus into town. When I was about like 18, 19, I used to be going into Leicester on the bus all the time. And there was one guy one time who started talking to me at the bus stop. And I thought he was talking to me, but it turned out the whole time he was talking to the big telly he was holding. Like one of the big old thick tellies, like a proper old
CRT.
boxy telly. Yeah, cathode ray tube. Yeah, thanks. And you're welcome. I was like, well done, Hannah. Thanks, Hannah. And he was just talking to the TV the whole time, it turned out, and he put it on the seat next to him when we got on the bus and just had a lovely conversation with the big TV that was off, obviously, because he was walking around with it. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Church
One
of
time
Saint Twat.
One time I was sitting on the bus and I was doing a little doodle in my notepad to pass the time. And suddenly a hand came in front of my face with 3 fingers missing on it. So like this. And I was just like this close to my face. Like this close. And I was like, oh, what? Because I had my headphones on.
Surely if it was that close, you would not have seen the fingers.
This close. No, because it was
I mean,
there was nothing there. It was
Oh,
like-
right, okay. Yeah.
They were gone.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And it was like a man that he was just talking, like not any kind of words. He was just making sounds and like and pushing his his hand in my face with only one finger and a thumb on it. And I was like, what do you want? And like he wouldn't leave me alone, so the bus driver had to kick him off the bus because he was like he wouldn't stop shouting at me. It was quite stressful. I was only about 15.
London?
Confession.
No, that's right.
Confession. I have never been.
I was
on
that
a
man.
bus.
Hang on, whoa.
And he's here tonight.
No. I think did nobody else hear Mikey's confession?
No.
I have never been on a bus
I mean,
unless
You are in for a
Understandable.
treat.
you count the yellow council ones that take you to school.
Nah, if you've not been
I
around
know every
Wolverhampton on an
I
Arriva,
know every
you've not
corner of
lived.
them fuckers.
yeah.
If you've not been on an Arriva around Wolves,
Yeah, I just thought, think,
Yeah.
why would I want to go on anything that basically exacerbates my otherness? even more.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
your chairs.
It's not pleasant for the able-bodied.
Yeah, exactly. Because your chair's quite big as well, isn't it, Mike?
Well, also, I don't think it would be so bad if they did like a standardised chair, but trying to find a standardised chair and like unicorn.
That's a shame. You've never experienced Wolf City Centre to Tetnall, which is a great line.
What do you mean, buzz or
bus? Yeah.
What you mean? You mean
they're in a buzz up?
50. What is it? The 511.
I don't know.
I've been on that buzz a few times. I used to work in Tetnall.
Johnsy's saying that we could go on a little trip on the 529.
Oh, the wonderful 529.
Posh Technolite.
They're height adjustable. They are, Mike. They're
the ones that go.
Oh, it's the 529. It's got a reputation like the London M25 late night bus does, which is just like if you want to meet the person who will one day turn the gun on themselves.
I've done that. It wasn't good.
Kind of.
Tetnall's posh, innit? They don't have parks in Tetnall. They have commons.
And a pool.
A pool?
Yeah.
I've vomited due to white lightning into Tetnall pool.
So when you say pool, it's like a pond. I was imagining like a swimming pool.
It's like
it's a swimming pool. It's
like no one ever uses.
No, it's a paddling pool.
Yeah.
Is it outside then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Reese were drinking in the hollowed out tree just next to the common and Tetnall pool, and we drank between the two of us about 3 liters of white lightning, and we both threw up. We both churned it up into the pool. I was 15.
Yeah, sounds a lot like.
We went back to Reese's house and watched Mighty Boosh live. It was great, and played Crackdown on Xbox. Oh, what a day!
So young.
And then the next day we rode bikes.
Xboxes were a thing when you were that age. It makes me feel sick.
No, it was a 360.
You know what's also
I
quite
came
funny
home
about...
and played on my Super Nintendo.
You know what's also quite funny about commons is you never go down them, do you? Like you do parks. People never go, I'm going to go down the common. It's always across.
No, I think that identifies you as being someone who doesn't live near the common.
Yeah. And you go down the park.
You never go across the park, do you?
But then we had the wreck and we went up the wreck.
Oh, we have the wreck as well. Yeah, the wreck's just down the hill.
It's up the wreck, down the park, and cottaging at the common.
Right, we say down the wreck because it's downhill from here.
Well, everything's downhill from you, surely.
And also, has anyone ever actually been around the Wrekin?
Yes.
No, but I wish I had because it sounds great.
It's a lovely hill. There is a legend about how it's created, which was a big old giant was on his way to...
Right, dead stop. Jonty's saying they had an arboretum.
Yeah, Walsall Arboretum.
Yeah, Walsall.
Ooh,
Walsall have got an arboretum, which is basically a park with a lake in it.
Yeah.
Arboretum means it's got trees.
It's a park with a lake in it that turns into Wonderland come November.
It doesn't anymore, Mike.
Oh my God! They don't have the
illumination. They don't have.
Well, that's a shitter.
They don't have the.
When I went there when I was like 5, and I still remember it being really cool because they had like Spot the Dog, lit up, and then they had like a laser show, you know, like with the green, and it was like Thunderbirds coming out of their lasers.
You know,
and it's still to this day I'm like, that was the best night of my life.
People take the piss, but like I had young children at the time.
Yeah, I was a young child.
Yeah.
I must have been 5 because it was before we moved house. I must have been 4 or 5, and I remember it being great.
You know, and candy floss and cinder toffee, because that's the only fairgrounds and lights. Illuminations are the only place you can get a cinder toffee unless you're prepared to shave a crunchy.
Solid sugar or soft sugar. They're your 2 options to snack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our toffee apple, which is hard sugar wrapped around the fruit no one eats.
Yeah. Once you've got to the apple, I'm over this now. They ripped up the island for the junction. Oh my God, this is hurting my heart.
There is famously outside Walsall Arboretum the worst traffic section junction thing ever. There's
Right.
about 27 lanes
Dave,
coming into
do you mean
one bit.
Rowan?
Huh?
Do you mean Rowan?
Road. There's like about 27 roads all coming into like a 5 foot square space of land, and it's utter fucking chaos.
That's how I feel coming out of Houston. Have you ever driven an electric wheelchair
No.
out of Houston Station during rush hour? When
Oh,
you're going
no,
the opposite,
but it's
when
bad
you're
enough.
going the opposite way to where
Yeah,
to where
it's bad
everyone
enough on foot, so I can imagine it's fucking awful.
It's like, I tell you what it's like. You know when Top Gear do the specials
Yeah,
where they go across like the salt plains of
different
Cambodia?
terrain.
It's like
yeah.
that, but with me. That's what that's like.
So with more jokes, yeah, I got you.
Less sexism, more horniness.
Mikey,
I want that on a t-shirt.
Mikey, I'm aware
These
this
are my
is
demands.
I'm aware this is a very Mikey heavy show, but I think there's good enough reason for it.
Is it?
Mikey, can you explain the rattan chair that's appeared by the back door?
Oh, it's just the chair, Dave.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, we're heading over to Mikey Southern.
Chair watch.
Just because I'm
still there.
Just because I'm in one constantly doesn't mean everyone else is.
Is that for someone to read you a bedtime story in, Mike?
Aww, I'd love that.
That's actually brought back a memory, right?
Yes.
So
This is
at
going to be great. You know this is going to be great.
So at university, right? I was going down from the library one night. It was dark, and to get to the library, you have to go to get back to where I was staying. You have to go past the student union, and now obviously at uni I had carers, and I was going past the student union, and someone I knew was outside the student union with their mates, and across this huge courtyard with everyone, someone went, "Hey, Mikey, is someone coming to tuck you in?" I was like, "What? How is that appropriate to say to a 22-year-old man?" Just wildly out of context.
It sounds a bit like a chat-up line now, doesn't it? Do you want to come and tuck me in?
Yeah, no.
Come and tuck me in.
Mikey, do you want to tuck me in?
Oh, I didn't like the timbre of that.
Tom.
Ooh.
Do you know the Wolverhampton Royal, the abandoned hospital?
Yes.
Is it still
No.
there?
Yes.
Can
There
you
was
get
doing
in?
some building work around there.
Oh,
Why?
I'm just trying to find an old like abandoned hospital I can walk through and scare myself in.
You won't be able to get. I mean, if you're prepared to scale some fencing.
Why
Yeah.
would you want to do that, Adam, when you've got the news?
Oh, Jonty's saying.
Yeah.
Jonty's saying it's
that's
the
true.
YMCA in Flats now. I know they was doing some building work by it, but yeah, and I know they've built some flats around there. I didn't know they turned it into flats.
Where my
'cause I
friend
was-
lives in London.
I was gonna.
No, go on.
No, I was going to try and go to the one in like North Wales in Denbigh, the huge one, but they've actually put security up recently because people keep breaking it.
Going in there and yeah, it's dangerous.
But it's going to be really cool. Oh well. Continue.
Why are you doing that as opposed to creating content for a podcast?
I mean,
putting
it would.
it out
It
there.
would in the long run.
Like,
It would surely create
Like-
story.
What local man dies of
Dies.
misdemeanor in old abandoned Victorian asylum?
Local man
Local-
catches dysentery and syphilis from old abandoned hospital. Yeah.
or local man, bit of a twat.
I've already got that story.
There was an old
true.
flour mill in Wolverhampton by where the train station
There's
is
a
now.
pun, there's a pun, there's a pun, there's a pun. No, I can't.
Mikey, behave.
Yeah, there was all those old. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, getting the train into Wolverhampton was the worst because oh, what lovely Shropshire countryside. Oh, these are nice little towns, and here is 30 abandoned buildings.
look at the horrors of the Industrial Revolution.
They ended up. So there was like a little cobbled road that was a shortcut through to get to the Great Western Pub. So it was a
Cobbled road, otherwise known as hell.
Yes,
Carry on.
Who's known as Mikey's nemesis.
But they ended up closing the road for about 3 years because they had to put up all the things to hold the wall up of this old flour mill. And there was a photographer mate of mine who was like, shall we go in and get some photos? And I'm like, I'm going to say no. Because the last time I walked past it, as I'm walking past, and it wasn't the fact that I was walking past and I'm fat, right? I was just walking past. I just heard a massive load of like rubble collapsing inside the mill. And of course the signs all over it saying, do not enter, danger of collapse and all that stuff. And I'm like, we're not going to go in there because we will die. And I don't want to die today. Ask me tomorrow. You never know. Might be a bit of an adventure.
Not a misdemeanor felony. That's not how you would go.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to go for like a big felony.
Yeah.
On that note, I went down with the Rona last week.
We know that. Yeah. Are you feeling better, Dave?
I finally tested negative Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, great.
Just in time to go back to work today.
Oh, boo.
And I was being good, even though I could technically leave the house with the Rona and being contagious. I decided not to because I'm thinking about other people. But it did affect me mentally because when you do the tests and the line fades.
Yeah.
Well, when Fee had Rona, the line faded, and then the next day she was negative. So Wednesday I have a faint line, very faint line, and I'm like, oh brilliant! I'll test Thursday, I'll test Friday, I'll have a weekend. Yeah. Tested Thursday, faint line. Tested Friday, faint line, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get rid of it. I'm stuck in the house forever.
Yeah.
But on top of that, because I was getting all kind of, I've forgotten to take my meds. So I'm currently sitting here now after not having meds for like a week.
How you feeling?
Oh man,
what's the state of play?
Yeah.
Describe
what are we dealing with here?
Using only interpretive dance.
I was going to say emojis, but carry on.
It's terrifying.
I mean, what you've done there, Dave, is just enacted me doing GCSE.
There you go. That was it. That was it. It's not pleasant in my head at the minute. I can only imagine that this is what it's like in the centre of Ukraine at the minute. It's just like. So I am very nervous because I'm not sure how well the filters even existing, and I am
going to be fine.
Fully expecting I'm going to say something massively
Just
offensive
tomorrow.
at some
It'll be
point.
fine.
Tomorrow, the first person.
person.
It's the first person who treats IT's team as I do, as in just is an idiot. I couldn't get on the Wi-Fi, and I've been told to use my login, so I used my login. Aonwin, blah 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 blah. And then it was like not working. I phoned IT and went, are you putting the at DMing you to you afterwards? I was like, no. Right, you need to put that. And I was like, okay, cool. So it's right. Thanks, bye. Bye. Thanks, bye. Thanks, bye. Thanks, bye. Okay, thanks, bye. I can, and then they had to like open a ticket up for it, and the information was just person didn't know how to log in. And I was like, you didn't have to open it. Okay. This didn't require.
We used to have a system where there was a proxy server between the sites and the internet. So you had to tell your computer that the proxy server was there. So we had a little proxy switcher, and you'd have to turn it on when you got into work and turn it off when you went home. Dead easy. And there was one member of staff who was like, can't get on Facebook. It's like, have you turned your proxy on? This is happening every morning. I can't get on Facebook. Yeah, no. Have you turned your proxy on? Why does this keep not working? Now, look, have you turned your proxy on? It's not, I can't, why is it that every morning I come in, I can't, right, stop writing things to me and turn your proxy on. And then they go, oh, it's working now. And then the next day, you then go through it all again.
The
Dave,
best thing that I did when I
do you want
worked in
a
a place that... Yeah.
Mate, I
Send hugs.
need a hug today. I really do need a hug today.
tomorrow.
I'm not there tomorrow.
Saturday for Dave.
Forgot.
Are you going to be there Saturday, Mike?
I realise now I'm not because you've done evening, aren't you?
I don't know. I've got to find out what the lovely Steph Loftus is doing. Mike, Jonty's just put in the chat, people are awful. Yes, they are.
Evergreen.
Jonty has also put, oh God, now I've had a flashback to the time I fell over in Birmingham and then a building collapsed in the jewellery quarter.
A butterfly flaps its wings in Willenhall.
It is
And
the
a wall
scariest
falls
thing.
down in the jewelry quarter. That famous old saying.
It happens to all of us, doesn't it? You'll do something, you'll like turn something off, and then there'll be a noise in the and you're like, oh shit, what have I done? What have I done? We all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in a good place at the minute. I'm not entirely sure what.
Well,
I'm
at
going
least
to
you're surrounded by books, which is more than can be said than Nadine Dorris.
Hey,
yeah.
Topical.
Topical.
Did you see that she thought the internet was 10 years old?
Yeah, that's very funny.
I've got tweets older than that. Nadine?
I've got pants.
You've
older
got a
than that.
live journal older than that.
I don't. Oh no, that's not content. That's not content.
You got a
Oh.
life. Oh,
Look, I got an email yesterday randomly.
See that
No.
in the distance? I'll tell you what that is. That's Pandora's box. That's what
No,
that is.
that's exactly it. I
Do you have a look,
randomly.
lovely people? Let's show.
I
Is
got
it
an
under Venerable
email.
Flap, do you reckon?
I got, what? There's
Under
a-
Venerable B.
No, it
my
isn't. You'll
journal
never
thing
find
there.
it. You'll never find my alias.
geocities.com
I do.
/venerable HP.
Let me finish what I was saying.
Okay.
I randomly got an email out of nowhere saying you've received a gift for your 16th year anniversary on LiveJournal, and I was like, "Oh, what?" And I'd completely forgotten that it existed, and I was like, oh, "No!" So it's like me in 2006. Waffling on about the Mighty Boosh mainly. There's poetry. There's fucking poetry on there
Platts,
that you're never seeing.
oh no,
Yes,
Platts,
we
you've
are.
got to. You've got
I'm gonna
to.
Google it now, and I
It's
don't
bad.
care how much.
You won't find it. You won't find it
I've
because it's
just-
not a name. It's not a name I've ever said to you. You'll never
Plat-
find me.
Platts, how many people are on LiveJournal still? There can't be that many.
No, I know. I didn't know it was still there. I haven't looked at it since I think the last post on there was like in 2008. And it was like
That reminds me.
No.
I think Adam
No.
found it.
no.
No, I've not. I've searched.
Jonty's just put swiftly deletes mine.
Jonty, delete now. Delete before this happens to you.
I've
Adam.
I've just searched Hannah Platts in LiveJournal.
What have you done? What have you done?
The top result is just a blog called Hannah Platts has nipples like Scania wheels.
Is that it, Anna? Is that it? Is that your site, Hannah? That's a site, isn't it? That's a site.
No. No.
Okay, I tried to
I feel
Google.
like
I tried to Google LiveJournal, put in LoveJournal instead. Got a very different website.
That's not it.
It's not
It
Luke
definitely
That's
is.
me.
I
That's
feel
not
like
funny.
it's something connected to you, though.
It's no. There are others.
How many
Nothing
Hannah
else would
Platts are
warrant
there
that.
with nipples like that?
Oh.
Hannah Platts nipples like Scanner. I mean, it'd be an interesting OnlyFans, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've all got our niche. And, you know, I don't have a lot going for me. but, you know. So anyway,
we're all looking.
can everyone stop googling my nipples, please?
Oh, so they are yours.
No! Fucking Joddy, if you're clipping that right now, I swear. Right, this is premium content. While everybody
Live
tries to find
journal
my
was
own
weird,
fan.
wasn't it? I never had
you
a
say
live journal.
OnlyFans then, rather than live journal.
What?
You said everyone tries to find my OnlyFans rather than live journal then, which I'm not. I'm glad this isn't a work.
You'll never find it.
People and communities.
My aliases are rock hard. No, oh god, what have I done?
I never had a live journal, so
No.
so for anyone,
Did you have a Bebo?
I had a Bebo as well.
No.
I
had a MySpace, obviously,
I had a
Obviously, yeah.
MySpace.
and a
I
blogger.
wonder, right? I wonder if MySpace John is okay.
I'm sure he is. He's the
Bebo
one
still
who did it
exists.
well. He sold that business off and he went off to live a nice life.
Yeah, there was an article about him that apparently he retired at like 28 or something.
Yeah,
and
just
he
went
just
and had a nice
he just
time.
spends his life traveling
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, didn't he sell like MySpace like 500 million or something, and then it was like sold the year after for like 16 pence.
Yeah, because nobody used it anymore because it was just before Facebook got really
He
big.
sold it at just
Yeah.
after its peak. Like Bebo's still a thing. I'm just looking at.
Is
But
it?
Bebo is now. Like you have to be nominated to join.
Oh.
I mean, you
Trying
do
to-
realise probably 5 years, certainly 10 years, Facebook will not be a thing.
Yeah, probably.
Facebook will be dead.
Yeah.
It's already mainly people's parents who use it, like, rather than...
Yeah.
like,
It's boomer
you know what I mean?
book, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I had a GeoCities.
People
website.
sharing photos of dogs that have gone missing in Luton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the millennials.
I
are like
care
people
about
use it.
animals.
I had a GeoCities website as well. Taught myself HTML.
What was your GeoCities website about?
It's for my poetry, Dave, wasn't it?
You're saying that if I search for your GeoCities, I can probably find your live journal.
Yeah, but you don't know what my username was, and I will never tell you.
GeoCities archive.
Is GeoCities even still a thing?
I reckon. No, you have to use the archive to find it now. I reckon I can find your name.
I bet you can't. I bet you can't.
You're scared if I can, aren't you?
Yeah.
MySpace was only launched in 2003.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it? And by like 2006, it was dead.
Are you
Man.
Hannah Platt, born 3rd of October 1750 in Gloucester, Essex, Massachusetts?
Yes.
I'm
a
found
ghost.
your GeoCities.
That is such the right Hannah Platt vibe, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, if I was gonna live somewhere, Massachusetts would be quite high up, I guess, on the list.
Oh,
So
GeoCities has. Oh,
How old were you when you had your poetry blog?
Oh God, probably
So-
like
16 years
15?
ago.
I mean, it's the worst age to have a poetry blog, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
It was bad. It was really bad. Yeah,
Um,
and because
Can
also,
you read us some, please?
also because like, my whole vibe was obviously like, angsty goth. It was very much
Original.
like, this is original. Yeah. Like it was very much like this is a person who's like, you know, really into Bauhaus and doesn't know what words are like yet, probably. Yeah.
I'm interested.
I mean,
I'm interested.
Neither do
Look,
I.
black eyeliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's me now as well, still.
But did you get much love for your 15-year-old poetry goth blog?
No. No, of course not.
No, I thought you would have found a community of 15-year-old gothy poets.
No, there were a few of my friends, like, and we all built ourselves like Angel Fire or GeoCities websites, and like posted stuff on there and like commented on each other's like, yeah, that's really good.
Steph's also saying she had an online poetry thing as well. Yeah.
Right? You've just gotta. It's just a thing that you gotta do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Luckily, I changed all my usernames regularly, so no one will ever find it.
There's a chance I can find it by searching for Colville.
Can you?
Is there? Because that's not where I live, is it?
Yeah, but Huggles Coat had nothing in it.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like I purposefully made it anonymous.
Hannah, can you read us some, please? Please, it would make my day.
I will not.
Why not?
The problem is
because I literally can't remember the ones from the website. I literally can't remember. There's one poem on my live. What? No. There's.
I'm just gonna name some and see your reaction.
No.
There's
like one poem on my live
EXT_.
No.
Hannah, what was the poetry about?
The one on my live journal was one that I wrote sitting in Leicester bus station. About.
Look at Holly McNeish over here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Well, I was waiting for the last bus. And it was about like all of the like weird people and things in the bus station.
Oh.
It's called At the Bus Station. Close to midnight. And it wasn't close to midnight. It was 11 o'clock, but I thought close to midnight sounded more poetic.
Can you just give us a couplet?
Found it.
It doesn't. You haven't found it. You look at you pretending. I know you haven't found it. You don't know. You don't know.
There can't be that many poems about Leicester bus station at 11 o'clock.
No.
Written by someone who looks like they were in the sewer.
Yes, he's found it. He's found it. I can read the medieval references in his eye reflection.
He's doing it just to try and trick me into reading it before he gets there. No, I know your power play. No.
He's found it.
Don't do it.
I believe you won't win.
Fuck you. Fuck it. No. That he's pretending.
Okay.
Anyway. I'm glad we brought this up.
No. If we found it, right? It's not something you should be embarrassed by. No. We all did it. We all wrote silly shit when we were kids.
So many WordPress accounts.
Yeah.
I didn't find my poetry niche until I was like 26 or whenever it was, and somehow Dave made me get up and do more of it.
And be like, do it now.
Fucking hell, that was mad.
Yeah, and you got a book out of it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, pamphlet.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I've got 2 now.
No, you got 2.
Um,
Double published.
I've got an estate.
You have.
It's very exciting.
You need to put in your will now. All my rights go to the stage hands.
To be fair, I think my rights are all with the Tories anyway.
Have you registered your book with ALX?
What?
Oh, right. We'll do that off stream. There's basically this author's licensing thing, and you basically register the book with that, and it costs you to register, but they don't charge you until you get your first royalty payment. And I've made a couple of hundred in royalty payments off my poetry book, and it's for like photocopies, and I'm like, no one No one has photocopied my book to make me
Is there
200 quid
is
in
there an
royalties. I have got J.K. Rowling's money, but she's a turf, so I don't care.
I mean, not to make light of this, but is there an offshoot sister company called Cassalts?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, I'll send you the stuff.
Do you know
like-
what? I love life. It's brilliant.
I don't. I'm off my meds.
How like you can just go about making shit jokes and people do naff all about it. Like, it's great, isn't it?
Yes, I made a comment today at work. Do you think that we're the timeline that other timelines get warned about?
Oh, fuck yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, because when was the last time anything good happened? When that cargo ship got stuck in the Suez Canal, that was the last time anything good happened.
Did you see?
That was a year ago.
No, I reckon like a couple of weeks back, maybe a couple of months back. Did you see what like one of their like a lorry with an Evergrande like Evergreen box on the back had got stuck in on a through road up to a motorway and jammed it.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, yes!
Oh,
It's happened again!
just another
The thing-
beautiful moment.
The thing that confused me about the ship is that some people were calling it the Evergreen, but others were calling it the Evergiven. Like,
Oh, I think one is like
Which
the
one is
shipping
it?
company and one is the ship, but I can't remember
Right.
which way round it is.
okay.
Yeah.
That's reminded me of a tweet I put in my drafts, but never tweeted it. But by the
I've
time
got so many tweets in my drafts that I'm always like, no, Hannah, please stop.
Not
Well,
today.
So, just because
You know
this
who
whole
did
thing-
9/11? Now stop.
No,
I
stop.
won't tweet that.
I say it out loud to myself sometime, like, oh, come on, stop.
you say out loud who did 9/11.
just because this whole thing is basically just about kind of us and being a bit what's the word, like, I forget what the word is now. Basically us being arseholes. Can I read it out?
Yes.
Oh, of course you can.
Oh,
Excellent.
John T, our resident research bean, is saying that the Evergiven is the ship and the company is Evergreen Marine.
Evergreen Marine?
Evergreen Marine.
Evergreen
So,
Marine. Evergreen Marine.
Somewhere
Evergreen Marine,
around
it's Evergreen
the
Marine.
Evergiven crisis on that there canal, I was going to tweet, I'd imagine steering a container ship from a canal is a bit like trying to get out of a wheelchair accessible toilet that isn't wheelchair accessible.
Yeah.
They should have shipped
I'm
you over,
assuming-
Mike. They should have shipped you over. And
I'm
you'd have
assu-
sorted that out, no problem. I didn't realise. I mean, obviously, it's the Panama Canal. Clues in the name. They've got locks.
Yeah.
But obviously, they're
Sewers, innit?
huge
It was
locks.
sewers.
Because they're for container
It costs $500,000 to go through it.
ships. Wow.
Sorry, I was
that's
just
true.
scrolling Twitter and I saw my set. That's funny, that isn't it?
Hey,
Aw.
Oh,
you're type 5.
sorry. What a life.
Yeah, there is a size of boat called a Panamax, which is the largest possible boat that can go through the canal, and it is 1.5 foot each side off filling it. That's how
Ooh.
much margin for error they have lining it up.
You can
That-
you can
that-
actually
That
go.
sounds like me trying to get into the Noel Coward Theatre.
You can go
For those
on
who
a,
don't know, the Noel Coward Theatre is very small,
Tiny.
very
Awful.
small. So
I have a terrible
so small
time in there.
So small, in fact, I broke the door handle of the little box. Going to. We had to hand it to the usher.
Just be
The
like,
usher just looked at us
what?
and
Kindly
The
fix your
ocean
theatre,
doesn't
please.
not
look
Thank
accessible,
you.
is it?
I mean, to be fair, I'm surprised it does happen more, given it that it's literally 150 years old.
Yeah.
Like, my God.
Mm.
Did he make it? Did he fund it?
No, who is?
They named it after him. I
It's
Mr.
think.
Coward.
I'm assuming who was that really well-known theatre architect? Is it like Matcham?
Yeah,
Like
Frank
Yeah,
Matthews.
the one who did like half of the theatres in London.
yeah, I think it might be him. I don't know.
I think they just
Reckon
named it
that's
after him,
like
like how they changed the comedy theatre to the Harold Pinter Theatre, didn't they? Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a kind of tribute thing.
But I don't know why they all the theatres to rename.
I don't know.
Comedy
Yeah,
why.
I know. Yeah.
Who
I don't
is the
know.
famous
I
comedy
don't know why they should have just named a lift after Harold Pinter,
Yeah. That would be more appropriate.
or
or a dumb waiter,
oh yeah,
but literally just a waiter who can't talk.
It's more that it makes me sad that opposite the Comedy Theatre, now the Harold Pinter Theatre, used to be the stock part, which was the best place to eat before theatre in like all of London. There were like 3 different ones dotted around different bits of the theatre-y bit. And it was great because it was really, really cheap and really, really cheerful. It was literally like, do you want a bit of stew? Here, £2. And you'd be like, thank you, mysterious
question for
northerner.
Straw. How many sort of restaurant or bars around the UK that are by theatres are there? Do we reckon that are called the Understudy?
Probably quite a lot.
There's got to
The bar at
be
the
a
National Theatre
fair
is called
whack.
that, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say, like almost every theatre bar is called that, or like the Curtain Call.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of pubs at the back of theatres called the Stage Door as well, isn't there?
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah, loads.
That's cool.
You mentioned that they named the theatre after Harold Pinter after he died. When we eventually shuffle off this mortal coil, what would you like named after you? Would you like
Racecourse.
the
I know this one.
the Adam and Hannah cafeteria at the Coventry
No,
Transport Museum?
I want.
I don't want to be memorialised in Coventry. Thanks.
I'd like the K-Ray, the racecourse in Wrexham, to be called the Unwin Racecourse.
That'd be nice.
Why?
Because
I once won. I went there. I put £2 on the nose.
the racecourse is the name of the Wrexham's football ground.
But why, Adam? Tell us why.
Why is it called the race? Because
Now, why would you?
No, why is it called the racecourse if it's a
because
football ground?
they used to hold horse races there before it was.
Oh.
And it would just be nice to. Yep. Right.
Slow
Why
and clap.
did I do that to myself?
I once asked Neil Redding if they could name the balcony, the arena, after me, and he says, "No, you're gonna have to like die in some horrific way for that to happen."
Also, confused people say, "Oh, I'm going to go."
Sounds like a challenge.
If you have to go upstairs to sit in the pit, you're getting confused.
That's true. It'd have to be the Dave.
Who's the Tilston named after? If it's someone called Mr. Tilston, I mean,
No, it actually is.
Who is Mr. Tilston?
I was going to
What's
say,
I'm not sure who he is.
that's like
but he definitely
saying,
existed.
who's the Harold Pinter Theatre named after? If that's named after someone called Harold Pinter, I'm going to be really angry.
is it named after the village called Tilston?
Oh,
Jonty's saying Philip Tilston.
Oh, of course, Jonty didn't know.
Who is Philip Tilston, Jonty?
I'm
Tell us more.
Googling him.
No, I
Philip
want Jonty to
Tilston.
tell us.
Oh God, that sounds boring.
Jonty is the little research elf.
Yeah, he's our little Richard Osman,
Jon-
and I want him to tell us.
Jonty is like the podcast equivalent of Benedict in the cricket.
He was one of the founders of the theatre and a former
Andy
lecturer at the
Johnson.
university.
He's also there's a Philip Tilston who's a magician at philtilstonmagic.co.uk.
I wonder if it's his ghost,
That
And
was-
also
how he
Philip
does good
Tilston,
magic.
42 of,
because he's
and
a
then in
ghost.
2007, Philip Tilston, 42 of Stratford, indecently insulted Kelly and Emma Barton, now 22 and 21 in 1982 and 92.
Oh
So
no.
it's probably not him. Just Googling. That's BBC News.
So I want I'd like a toilet named after me, just because.
but not
Right.
an accessible toilet.
Oh yeah.
Something that's completely inaccessible. Just ironically.
The
You know, like
not
when-
southern toilet.
Yeah.
You know, like when people put someone's name on a bench and they're like, "This is for our Roy. He loved it here." It would be like, "This is for Mikey Southern. He would have loved it here if he could have got in. Sort it out."
I like the
Sort it
benches
out.
Like the benches you see that are like, for Phil, who hated this park and everyone in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the ones that...
I have said to my wife that when I do finally shuffle off this Mortal Coil, what I would really love her to do, I want to live forever, so far so good. What I really wanted to do, if possible, is to create some unnecessary bureaucracy. So, like I've said, write to somewhere completely random, like Redcar Council.
What you do is
he used to love walking on your hills. Can we spread the ashes on your hills? Just so that they have to go through this rigmarole for no fucking reason.
Very appropriate.
And then don't turn up on the day.
Oh yeah.
And do it to like 8 different councils all around the country, and one on
and
the
then just
Isle of
be
Man.
there like, it's what he would have wanted. Little admin chaos all over the country.
Oh, that would be a perfect memorial for me.
I don't know what I would want named after me. Like maybe like an aquarium would be cool.
Ooh, the Platts Aquarium and Seal Sanctuary.
Yeah. Because I'm kind of afraid of the sea, but I also love it, but I fear it. I feel like that would be appropriate. Yeah.
Octopus.
Fucking love octopus.
I am absolutely repulsed by them, but I cannot stop looking at them.
Yeah, they're like fascinating, but like horrifying. Yeah.
Why horrifying?
Because they are really, really clever, but they've got no bones, and then it's like they can be really small, but really big, and they're clever, and so you don't know what they're thinking, and they can make themselves look like other things. They can change it.
You know, out of context, it sounds like Hannah Platts is just describing penises.
You don't know what they want from you. They act without warning, and then you have to deal with it.
Yeah, I've clipped all of that.
Oh God.
So anyway, my distract.
When Periscope was a thing for like, remember those 2 weeks?
Oh God,
yeah. When Twitter bought Vine and killed it.
Yeah.
I went on Periscope and there was an aquarium in Los Angeles and they were feeding the octopus.
Oh yeah.
And I was fascinated, and I was like typing all these questions. Like I started off silly by going, "It's motherfucking Cthulhu." The person went, "It's not Cthulhu." and I was like, how sticky are the pad things? Like, and he was putting his hands on the pads, and I was freaking out because I thought the octopus was gonna suck him in and kill him.
Yeah.
But he was just kind of like pulling his hand away, and he's
octopus tasting him as well.
Oh.
Octopus suckers can stick to anything except their own skin.
What?
They can get purchase on any surface except their own skin, which makes sense.
What if they're itchy?
Then they just rub themselves
Adam,
against the rock.
What if they're itchy?
What if your organs are itchy, Dave?
Stop saying it! Why do you keep doing that?
Because it makes me happy. Is that your liver itching? Is it?
No!
It's your liver.
No!
If you go into the World Food aisle at Tesco's, they have a jar about that big, which is just octopuses in a jar. And it's just very small octopuses all crammed into the jar.
You can deep fry them whole.
No.
They're really nice.
No, they're not. They're not, though, are they? Are they? No.
And I used to pick the jar up and just be looking at it going, it's horrible, but I can't stop looking.
It's making me feel weird. Do you remember when Fear Factor used to be on TV? And sometimes they would have a thing where they're out on like a fishing ship and they would make the contestants jump into a thing full of like little squid and stuff. And it was like I think it set me up for life to just like be repelled by it.
Squid.
Because they're like bobbing along. They were dead, I think. They were like
on the
bobbing
bottom of the
along with their
beautiful
little
briny
pointy
sea.
head. No, if it was that would be great. But they were in this middle
What if
bit of
the
the ship
octopus
where it's like a big
flounder or the cod
ball thing,
think
and they
we're
had to
rather
jump
odd?
in, and there is. The
Bruce
little-
Forsyth was really weird in that film.
Bruce
It's Bruce
Forsyth.
Forsyth in it.
Bruce
It's
Forsyth.
Knobs and Broomsticks.
He's in
Who does
Bread,
he
Knobs
play?
and Broomsticks.
Bread.
Who
Knobs.
does he play in
He's
it?
the villain man, isn't he? With the weird. The
I
weird.
don't know. I
Like,
can't
The
remember.
villain in that
like
film.
when-
The villain in that film is Nazis.
The Nazis
Well,
are
like
the main
the-
baddies.
the scary. I swear.
Oh, John C's
Bruce
saying
Forsyth-
he's a Cockney rogue in it.
That's the one. By villain, I
Really?
mean Cockney Road.
Is he? He's not. Oh, he is. Yeah, he's Swinburne, a spiv and associate of Bookman's who acts as his
Spiv.
muscle.
That's a great
Oh my
word,
God,
isn't
I
it? A
know-
spiv.
Yeah, you don't get that anymore.
I didn't.
I
I
want-
think that's
I
good
want
for
to-
something.
Hey, I ain't seen him for ages. How's your Thomas? Oh, he's a spiv now.
Is
how-
spiv
'cause
an
how
abbreviation?
I've not.
I don't know if Spiv's all right to say or not.
He's all right. He's all right
It
now.
feels
He's-
like one of those words that people
oh, he's a
used to say.
quality spiv.
No, it's absolutely
So-
fine to say.
You know,
Okay.
you know in Bilston, there's that club called the
Yeah.
Robin 2.
Yeah,
Right, it's a great live venue. You should go sometime.
it is very good.
Do you
Got some very
you
good
want to
acts.
see a Smiths tribute act? Well, that's the place to go.
I mean, I would have said no, but actually, it's a way to absorb the music without Morrissey benefiting from it. And actually, that might be cool because I do miss the Smiths, but I had to take them off on my playlist because obviously the nation's
Morrissey,
racist
yeah.
uncle. So
Oh,
I
we-
have sometimes been listening to Mexracy, which is the Mexican cover band.
The mariachi.
They do
mariachi
like
band.
mariachi covers of Smith songs, which is really good.
But if you
But
go
yeah.
to the Robin 2, it's on the corner and the car park's around the back.
Right.
And over the road, there's a piece of grassland.
Right.
There used to be a music hall.
That's where the bird did a poo.
Ah.
Otherwise known as the Robin one.
Hey!
Okay. The bow made
We
it.
like guys. We-
That piece of grassland,
Grouse.
that piece of grassland was where Bruce Forsyth did his first gig.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking cool.
In about what,
Also-
1920 or
Something like
a
that,
long
yeah.
time
He
ago.
was
yeah.
because there was no child labour laws then, and he was like, "You're 3, you can dance. Get
Yeah.
out there and
Get
dance.
these shoes on, lad. Get out
and
there.
earn some money."
Didn't Charlie
We've got a
Chaplin do
definition
the-
for spiv here from our resident Osman. Comes from spiffy, meaning smartly dressed. Spiff, a bonus for salespeople, especially drapers, which, as we know, are curtain salesmen, but later car salesmen, for managing to sell excess or out of fashion stock. And Spiv was the nickname of Henry Spiv Bagster, a London small-time crook in the 1900s who was frequently arrested for illegal street trading and confidence tricks. We've all learned something. A little
Every
treat
day
bit of learning.
Live.
Every day's a school day. Spiv.
How's young Henry?
Wonderful.
Oh, he's a spiv now.
Always a bit of a spiv.
So that's like the word your nan uses when she can't say gay.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
He's one of them spivs.
One of them
What?
spivs.
A confirmed bachelor and spiv.
He's selling knocked off watches down the market.
He's like with his
selling,
coat, like.
he's selling knocked off watches down the market.
He eats crumpet on a Sunday.
he dances down the other end of the ballroom, if you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean.
Well, he
Oh,
he
The
likes to
last
perform.
time.
round the corner from the Robin 2.
Last time on the podcast where we went through that phase of doing all of those middle class euphemisms for gay, we had a gig not long after that. It was the jam that we did. Do you remember, Adam? And we got everyone in the audience doing it. People were shouting them out for the whole gig. So people were going, "If you know what I mean," after like what anyone said.
You see, some good comes out of this show.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's 9:05.
Yeah.
How is it? Oh, bloody hell.
We'll knock it on the head because you lot are going out tomorrow to go and see Mikey's play.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Could you do like a little something on your phone to put up on the Discord or something? Could you do that?
Yeah, if you want.
I'm not gonna record it, Dave.
Not going to record the play, but we'll
record the play.
It's actually breaking several copyright laws, but yes, we will.
Is it though when one of the copyright holders is there?
Yeah, because it's the set design copyright is a thing. That's why you can't
just
take
me,
pictures in the
Dave.
theatre. Like,
I will
because
say-
the set design is copyrighted to the designer.
I will
Yeah.
say
Interesting fact.
the set and the design and the projection and the sound is
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
It is wonderful when you sort of like have a play and the set design is like, wow.
Fancy.
I will also say that when you go in the theatre and like the posters are up in the like glass boxes, mine is situated just right next to the accessible toilet.
Hey, it's like they knew. Soon to be renamed the Michael Southern toilet.
Hey!
Yay!
But that one is so accessible. I really like
the
that one.
Southern shit.
In fact, I hope they employ me again just so I can use that loo.
It's the Southern shitter.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
that's a good name
beautiful.
actually.
It's a solid name.
Hey.
Cool.
So if you could take a sign that says the Southern shitter with you and just put it on the door of the toilet.
If only I had time to manufacture one between now and tomorrow night.
You've got time.
Let's not think about my life. Sure.
Just don't write any poetry tonight and do the sign instead. I'm not expecting you to do like just write it on a piece of paper. It's going to take you like 30 seconds. Shitter.
Just put it just on on a post-it, put it next to the disabled loo. Sorted.
Yeah.
Given it's press night, probably shouldn't.
Oh yes, yeah. There might be people there that we should impress rather than.
Oh, has anyone ordered Mikey's book? By the way, chat as well.
We'll drop a link for it on the Discord.
There you go. Yes, we will. I've ordered it, and I've already pointed out to Mike that he has to sign it for me because I've had to pay £2.95 postage. I'm really annoyed that the book was £8 and I've got to pay £3 postage. And I'm like, are you taking the piss, me, however you pronounce it?
Well, hopefully the fact that I've mentioned a certain poetry pamphlet and in the bio offsets any
Is it? I can't find it, Mike. It's up there somewhere.
No, it's Holly McNish's. I'm just joking. However, that is a very good poetry pamphlet. Holly McNish, if you're watching, big fan.
Holly, big fan.
Did I tell you about the time I tweeted her after she was on a podcast, complimented her on her poems, and turns out that the poems that I complimented on, she hadn't written.
Always fun.
Classic Mikey.
That's beautiful.
Classic Mikey.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I read them very well, but they're actually by Wordsworth. Was she reading some of my poems, Mike?
No, but she should have been. Yeah, I'd love to hear Holly McNish read one that was solely in Black Country dialect.
Mm.
I think we should.
Brilliant.
I think Dave, you should read some classic poetry to end, but in the strongest Black Country you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can do what's the long one?
I'm
By
not doing a long one.
no, what's the one Tony? What's the Tony Harrison one? It's like
Oh no.
No, I've got
Long.
some Shelley here.
Oh
Oh,
sweet.
very nice.
Look at you buying Shelley. What's going on?
Where's there's a particular stanza in the Mask of Anarchy that I like. Talk amongst yourselves while I find it.
No.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou
Don't
art
do
more
that.
lovely. and
No one
more
asked for that.
temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of
The
May.
buds of May.
Blow, wind, and crack your chikes.
Rage, blow.
Rage.
Of course, Shakespeare would have sounded a bit more like me than fucking
Yeah.
Mark Rylance anyway, wouldn't he?
There's a really
Yeah.
good Doctor Who story where, in the very end, you discover that the person you think has been the villain the whole time is Shakespeare, and he goes from being like "hello" to "yeah, but what?"
It was me all along.
Like, I'm Billy Shakespeare, mate.
I woodwinked you.
No,
To
I
be
can
or not
neither
to be, mate.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I've been teaching one of my actors how to say how to speak Black Country by going I'm taking wobble down cut on Shanks's, then I'm coming one for me tea. And he's Scottish. And do you know what? I'm dead proud of him. He's getting there.
Yeah.
I still think
Just
Shakespeare
getting
should be
there.
called Billy
it's,
Wobble.
it's a tricky accent. Adam.
Am I wrong?
You can call him that if you like. But people won't know what you're talking about.
Shakesy P.
Billy Shakes. Billy Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Yo, it's Shakespeare P.
Yo, let's shake this spear.
Dave, have you found the right stanza yet, Bab?
Yeah, it's actually a couple of times in this poem.
Turned into a Gungan Raider then.
Right, don't take the piss at me.
Sounds like a walrus being interfered with.
I'm not taking the piss. I love your accent. I've told you that so many times.
That
I wouldn't
sounds
bother-
like that sounds like you're taking the piss.
No, this is how I learn.
Mikey, that moment was for us, and I love it.
Thanks.
That was just for me, for us two, Mikey.
I don't want to.
Adam, just so you know, you meant Tuscan Raider.
What did I say?
You said Gungan, which is what Jar Jar Binks is.
You're right.
John T has corrected you in the chat.
I did mean Tuscan. Do you know what?
You
I
know
don't
what?
give a shit.
If we're now talking about Star Trek, it's time
Now,
to end the
Dave,
show.
read your poem.
I'm not gonna put my accent on. I'm just gonna do it in my voice.
Yeah.
It's the only one I've
Because
got.
that's your accent, Dave.
Exactly. Rise like lions after slumber in unvanquishable number. Raise your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep had fallen on you. Ye are many, they are few.
Yeah. I
And
was
now
expecting
on
a
BBC
more.
Radio 4, the shipping forecast.
You know, I was listening to Radio 4 in the car the other day.
Yeah. Did they have a regional accent on?
No, oh God, no.
Oh, good. Just making sure.
They had
Phew!
Matthew Paris. Yeah, Matthew Paris.
Already on board.
Interviewing some middle-class writer, right, who had written
Was
a
it Will
book.
Self? It's always Will
No,
Self.
it wasn't Will Self.
Oh,
It was some middle-class writer who had written a book about the Ramones.
what?
Nurse.
And the
Yes.
first thing...
I very much enjoy the popular beat combo, the Ramones.
Yeah, and the first thing this writer said was, I didn't really like the Ramones. And they spent 20 minutes, and I'm like, this is what's wrong with Radio 4.
That's
like,
so weird.
couldn't you have got... Here, right?
Also, why is it only
Steve-
Radio 4 Still have the beats before the news.
I love the Pips.
Nobody has the Pips.
I adore the Pips so much.
It's like, am I dying or is this just the Radio 4 news?
There's something just really warm about driving back from a football match. You hear the Pips, the music go, they tell the news, and then it's the 606 music. The dun 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 dun. That's 5 Live. Sorry, 5 Live has the Pips.
I was gonna say
5 Live has the Pips as well.
I thought it was just Radio 4.
Look, Steve wrote a book with Ross Lamas out of GBH. So that's a book they could have talked about. Steve wrote a book with Tez Roberts out of Discharge. That's a book they could have talked about. But no, they talked about
You get creams for that.
fucking the Ramones, written by someone who.
Yes,
whose
I
daddy
very much
owned a
enjoy
gold mine.
Blitzkrieg Bop. It's one of my favourite songs. Now, very much like how they shift from the 2-chord structure to the 3-chord structure.
I am enjoying.
In the
I close
middle
my
eight.
eyes. I close my eyes about Julie Cooper. Like,
Jilly Cooper.
I very much enjoyed it.
I would thought it was more like the Church of England. Sorry, the Catholic people they had on debating with Monty Python. Malcolm Muggeridge.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
Malcolm Muggeridge.
It was very Malcolm Muggeridge. It's all about the way you don't let your teeth quite meet ever. Ever.
does that not make your jaw ache?
Yeah, it does a bit.
Snip that.
Careful.
Right, we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Jim Sterling's live again. Shall we raid him?
Raid!
Sorry,
Raid.
sorry. Shall we raid them? Sorry.
It's all right.
No. Misgender people. No, it's wrong.
No, but just correct yourself and move on. Don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. So shall we raid them?
Yes, please.
Let's do that. So go and say hello to Commander Sterling, the wonderful Steph Sterling, who gave us a shout out last week, which was very nice.
What are they playing? Does it say?
They are playing Elden Ring.
Oh, the new one that everyone's talking about.
Sounds like a gay sex position. I'm doing the Elden Ring.
I'm going to write a blog about that. See my live journal later for my hot take on it.
Please carry on. Just a post, like a random post that has exactly the same style, and you don't mention the fact you've been away for 16 years.
16 years.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Everything shortened.
The funniest thing is the last post on there was like New Year's Day, and it was like, here's 3 things I'm going to do this year. Have I done them in the last 16 years? No. Can I play the flute? No. Have I stopped leaving work to the last minute? No.
Platts, you're winning at life. That's what you're doing.
Oh, and that's why we love you.
Yeah.
Hannah Platts, ladies.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It was much fun. Follow us on the socials and all that. If like John T, you want to create a new account and get us up to 50 followers, please do that as well.
Did you actually do it, John T?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I'll miss John T, man.
So do I. We need to see John T.
We're on 47. We only need 3 more.
We're creeping up.
Do you
We're creeping up.
remember being in the lift at Arena and shamelessly flirting? It's great, wasn't it?
Those are the days, weren't they? I miss shamelessly flirting.
Are you gonna be online in a bit, Platts, doing Red Dead Redemptioning?
I don't know, because I don't know. Maybe.
I now have
Put pressure
Formula
on them.
1 2020. I was having much fun with that yesterday. So I might be streaming
Incidentally,
that.
not a great game for those with CP because it's very quick. It's very quick. But then I find if you get it on, like, if you have all the settings set to automatic, just like I like a bit of a challenge, but not enough of a challenge where you end up just hitting various shops around Monaco.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that
Like,
gets
yeah,
trying
yeah.
after a while.
With Christian Horner on the radio going, Pit this lap. I'm fucking trying AI.
To be fair, I'm like that on Red Dead because, like, the second that Adam was watching the stream, I fucking flipped off my horse. Like, I hit a wall because I was looking at the chat thing instead of where I was going. Then I was like, whoa!
But you said just beforehand.
I'm sorry,
but I'm not that bad of a driver.
Flipped off your horse is definitely a euphemism.
And
No, I literally
lovely
went
note
flying
of
through the air.
jacking off a pony.
No!
Oh, let's go and ride the wonderful Steph Sterling. Thank you,
Okey
everyone. Join us next week for more of the same.
Thanks, chat. We love you.
Yeah, you're wonderful. Thank you all. You make it so much fun.
Bye.
So say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
There you go. Go. It's all right. I've got to wait
Still
5
waving.
seconds because it's classed as mature content. Right now. Bye.
Bye.
And we're out.
Nice.
Sweet. Is this is that game that's like co-written by George R. Martin, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
All I know is that everyone's gone mad for it, and it's a Souls-like game, so I just loathe it.
Yeah, I'm not that inspired by it.